What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Packers Report. I am your host, Joey Petersen. It is the Sunday after the NFL draft, which means two things. Number one, I'm exhausted. But number two, we got some undrafted free agents that are officially on the 90-man roster that we have to talk about. So happy that you're joining me on this fine Sunday. I'm going to break down every single new Green Bay Packer, talk about where they've been, talk about the possible future they have with this team as well. Before we get into it, do you hate the Bears? Because I love beating up on our Chicago Bears channel, Bears Now. And the Chicago Bears have done their UDFA tracker video. It's gotten 41 subscribers. Can we go ahead and be better than them? Just go ahead and get 50 subscribers on today's UDFA video. If you guys have not yet, go ahead and lock us in by hitting that sub button. We are here every single day for all the best Packers coverage money can buy. Best thing about it, no money has to buy this. It's 100% free. Lock us in right now. Help us be better than our Bears Now channel right here at Chat Sports. Let's start off with the running back, Amar Johnson out of South Dakota State. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this might be my favorite selection of the day. My favorite undrafted free agent of the day. Over 1,000 yards this last year with the Jackrabbits, 14 touchdowns as well. Now, he's not a big wide receiver, not a big running back, 5'9", 3/4. We can go ahead and round up to 5'10", but I think he could fit well with this offense. I think when you look at what he was able to do at South Dakota State, it was really, really impressive. And if we know anything about that team, every now and then they can produce a pretty good National Football League player. And when you look and think about the Packers running back situation going into this year, obviously Amar Johnson is not going to fight for a running back 1 or running back 2 spot, but that running back 3 spot could use a little bit of an upgrade in my opinion. And Amar Johnson could be that exact upgrade again. From South Dakota State, senior, 205 pounds. Let's move on to UDFA number 2. Let's get another offensive tackle in here. This one with Brant Banks out of Rice. He is, I'll just put it lightly, massive. 6'7" and 1/8", 306 pounds. This team added a lot in tackle over the draft period, right? They added Anthony Belton very, very early on in the second round. Now, I do like Belton, but we talked a lot about that pick. I don't necessarily like it at that point. But regardless, getting another guy to be a competition piece to try to get some more depth on the offensive line is never a bad situation. Let's talk about Kahzir Brown, the cornerback out of Florida Atlantic FAU. 44 tackles this past year, 2 interceptions, 9 pass breakups. The thing about Kahzir Brown is he's not the best athlete. His relative athletic score is not very good, not anything that's crazy impressive. I think that's kind of part of the reason that he didn't get drafted is because he didn't test very well, but there's some stuff there. There's some production this past year at Florida Atlantic. And when I think about and kind of break down the cornerback situation for this team right now, it's very, very interesting because we all thought that there was a chance that something happened with, a guy that we like to call Mr. Jair Alexander. Nothing did happen. So we're sitting here right now and saying, what's going to happen at this cornerback spot? We don't know yet. Kahzir Brown, as of right now, is going to have a chance to fight to be a depth piece on this roster that right now doesn't have the deepest cornerback room. But what say you guys, though? Let me know in the comment section down below, who is your favorite UDFA that Green Bay has signed? Maybe you've got a couple that I haven't talked about yet. Maybe you don't know any, and you could say one of the 3 I've already said. Just let me know your answer down below in the comment section. Let's go to UDFA number 4, a guy whose hairline isn't doing him any favors, but he's a decent wide receiver. Julian Fleming out of Penn State. Only 176 yards this past year for the Nittany Lions. He's got good size on him, 6'2", 214 pounds. But when I think about the state of this wide receiver room as of right now, there are a lot of people in it. And I just don't necessarily know how much of a chance a guy like this has at making a roster when there's going to be some cuts. I kind of have a hard time feeling he's not going to be one of them. Let's go back to cornerback, Tyron Herring out of Delaware. 30 tackles this past year, 1 interceptions, 3 pass breakups. The one thing about Tyron that I'm not in love with is the fact that he's a 6-year senior. And so obviously he's coming in already at a little bit of a disadvantage when you talk about trying to make this roster. And you add on to that as well that he had a 4.27 relative athletic score. And so it's like, I don't know, don't necessarily believe that there's a place for a guy who's already 24, isn't super athletic, hasn't had a ton of production. He's going to have a chance to make the roster, obviously, as all these guys are, but I don't know how I feel about his chances. Let's talk running back again, this time with Jalen White. 744 yards this past year for the Georgia Southern Eagles. 49 yards was his longest, and he had 13 touchdowns as well. He was all conference in each of his final 3 seasons. Totaled 3,016 rushing yards, 36 touchdowns, and he also is a little bit of a threat out of the backfield. 20 receptions average in each of his last 3 seasons, over 100 yards average in each of his last 3 seasons, and he didn't necessarily end with the best year of his life, 744 yards, but what I really think is interesting about Jalen is he had a 3.19 yards after contact, which, if you know anything about me, you know I love it when a running back can get a little bit of yards after contact. Heck, that's what makes Josh Jacobs so great. You know what else is great? Our great sponsor here at House of Atlas. They have been with us for the entirety of the 2025 NFL Draft, and they're with us today. And after years of rocking facial hair, I've switched to the clean-shaven look, and I wanted to find a razor that matched my lifestyle. The existing brands out there really haven't innovated in years, and I was excited to see the new brand Atlas on the market. The razor comes from the creators of the brand Athena Club, a leading women's razor brand, which my wife loves, and they really know what they're doing. The blade head has 5 U.S.-made stainless steel blades that glide right through my facial hair. It has a high-performance serum strip that's infused with ingredients like aloe, vitamin E, and shea butter, which reduces irritation and helps prevent ingrowns. When I started shaving every single day, when I started saying, you know what, I'm going to ditch the scruff, I'm going to go back to the baby face look, make myself look a little bit younger, I tried a ton of different razor brands, and every single day almost, it felt like I was either getting cut or after the shave, I'd have those, irritation bumps that hurt a little bit, but they also don't look great. And I'm on camera for a living. And so I tried a ton of different places, and I stopped trying when I found our friends over at House of Atlas. This is their essential razor kit. It's got every single thing that you could need. That's why it's called essential, because it's only the essentials, right? It comes with one razor handle and the 2 5-blade refills. Of course, they don't just do razors. They do shaving cream, aftershave, all that you can need right here at House of Atlas. And now, for a limited time, they're offering 15% off your first order when you purchase any razor kit and the before and after set, which includes the precision shave cream and calming aftershave. Use code CHAT at houseofatlas.com. That's HOUSEOFATLAS.com, or promo code CHAT for 15% off your new razor kit and before and after set. Stop wasting money on, different brands and shaving products that don't look good, aren't effective, and cost way too much. Visit houseofatlas.com today. Trust me, you will love it just as much as I did. Thank you so much to House of Atlas for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's talk about Tyler Cooper. I'm really excited about this prospect. This is a guy I've talked a ton about in mock drafts even, right? There was a couple of mock drafts where I drafted Tyler Cooper. I think that he has the ability to really have his chance to make this roster. 6'5", 300 pounds. And we all know that the interior for this offensive line is going to be the question mark going into this year, especially if Jordan Morgan is going to transition to that left tackle role, which Brian Gutekunst said he was going to be taking some reps at left tackle, and he thinks there might be a little bit of a competition brewing there. So Tyler Cooper has a chance to come in and, prove his worth as a depth piece, which there's never bad to have depth on the offensive line, or B, really show something and prove to Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleurl, that, hey, I could one day possibly be a starter. Like, forget just being a depth piece for this team. I could start. Aaron Banks, I'm excited about him coming in. I still think he's a little bit of an overpay, but he was fine this last year at San Francisco. Tyler Cooper could come in here and be a really good player. J.J. Lippe, or Lippe, from the great state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee that is, redshirt senior, 6'5" and 1/8. 13 games played this last year for Northern Illinois. And this is another guy, I don't think he has quite the chance that a guy like Tyler Cooper has at making a roster, but he's going to get his chance to battle it out in minicamp. Nazir Stackhouse. I think this is my favorite signing of the day. I think Nazir Stackhouse is a really good player. 6'3" 3/4", 327 pounds. Of course, he spent a lot of time in his career at Georgia. The thing about him is he does not get moved often. Not only is he big, not only is he heavy, but he's so strong as well. And our draft expert, Tom Downey, actually ranked him in the top 215 prospects in the draft. And you're getting him as an undrafted free agent. He only had 3 missed tackles in the last 2 years combined. Now, he does lack a little bit of athletic juice and production in the pass rush, but I don't think you're going to be here like asking him to rush the passer a ton. I think if Nazir Stackhouse makes this roster, which I honestly kind of believe there's a decent chance that he might, his role in this team is going to be more of one that's like, you know what? We're going to put you out there situationally. We're going to put you out there when we know it's probably going to be a rundown. We all know that Green Bay doesn't really like the tush push. So maybe he goes out there when the tush push is about to be played. But regardless, if I had to bet on anybody making the roster, I think Stackhouse would be my selection. Another guy on the defensive side, Jamon Dumas-Johnson out of Kentucky. 67 tackles this past year, 7 for loss, 3.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. You added some talent yesterday in the draft out of Oklahoma State, but they went ahead and said, you know what, might as well add a little bit more competition to that room. And I think that Dumas-Johnson is a really intriguing player. He had a couple good years at Kentucky. He did some good things there, and I also think that he's one of those guys that had a chance to get drafted. He's got solid instincts, signal calling experience, which is always a really good thing when you're heading into kind of this undrafted territory. There is some stiffness in coverage, which is kind of a bummer, but he's got some thump to him, which is always what you want to see if you're going to get a linebacker as an undrafted free agent. Are they willing to tackle? The last guy on this list, safety out of UNLV, that's Jonathan Baldwin. Out of Houston, Texas, 5'11" and 5'8", 190 pounds. Had a pretty good season last year for the Rebels, 68 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 13 pass breakups. So he's pretty active when it comes to, helping and coverage. Also can come down there and lay some licks in the run defense as well. He played mostly in the slot, and that's kind of where he got the majority of all of his, 3.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss as well. All of that earned him all Mountain West Conference. So this is a guy I also think could be a sleeper to make the roster and could be a guy you see get to the 53-man when they announce that in July. But I'm going to ask you guys to take a guess. Which undrafted free agent has the best chance to make the roster? I think it's Nazir Stackhouse, but I'm curious what you guys have to say, so let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, I'm out of here. The draft coverage has been a ton of fun. Appreciate you guys sticking around for all of it. We'll see you next time.